on the tractor.
He looks mad. That's mean old Santa.
I like grumpy Santa.
Hi, I'm George the Antique Nomad. Come with me as I wander the country in search of valuable vintage, amazing antiques, and cool collectibles. We'll buy, sell, and trade at antique malls, shops, and shows, estate sales, flea markets, thrift stores, anywhere people go to find really interesting things that just aren't made anymore. So come on, let's go! So here's the entourage. Misty from Thrifter, Junker, Vintage Hunter, Jocelyn from Crazy Lamp Lady, Barb and Jeffrey from Real Nifty Vintage, and Mark. And Michael Todd is walking the other direction. And here's Laura and Chris from Left Coast Revivals. That's why Michael ran off, because there's tea to be had. And it is needed today because it is a hot, sunny day. Well, it's Sunday morning here at Springfield Antique Market, and I am playing hooky. I'm not opening my booth right away because I haven't gotten out to shop very much. And I just wanted a chance to see some of the stuff that's here and what's left, because some dealers left early. There is a big show in Burlington, Kentucky today that's a one-day show, and some people leave to do that. I always like these globes. This is a cigarette holder. That's where they would go. Atlas for action. They're a lot of fun right out of the 50s. It might polish up. Good morning. Well, here's some great chromolithography. Jacob Hoffman Brewing. Very pretty with the roses. This one needs restoration, but it's a really interesting one. The old minstrel shows. It's hard to find stuff from them. It was a different era, that's for sure. Oh, that is cool. Standard plumbing. So the matches go there.
Yeah,
Was that a logo for them?
I think the
dog?
matchbacks go there, so it opened it up a little bit so you could
And
see
you
the
could take your matches.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's really cool. So bathroom fixtures.
Yeah, it was kind of neat.
I like that, yeah. Before Prohibition, there were so many breweries.
David, it took us a while. I was working some
And then there's pre-Prohibition
in the
glasses. Very cool. One of the guys in this group is a real military buff. I'll show it to him and see if he knows anything about it. I mean, the frame looks a lot older than even the piece.
I assume that might be the original frame for it.
Yeah, I would think it'd be the...
Because it'd be hard to find a frame that size.
Right. It's really specific.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Very cool. Kodakery. For amateur photographers.
Sold a bunch of those.
Oh yeah, those look interesting. I know a Kodak collector, but he's out west and I'm not going to run into him for a while. Oh, the typewriter ribbons, we know who likes those. The only sauce I dare give father is Burma sauce. Made in our London factory. I assume that's like Worcestershire or A1 or something.
Yeah, that's English.
Yeah, at first I thought it was booze. I know a whole lot of people who need this because it is the asthma conqueror and catarrh cure. It also cures dyspepsia. Free from lobelia, mercury, and all deleterious drugs. Well, that's an improvement. Influenza, gout, rheumatism, malaria, scrofula, whatever that is. I guess they did cure that. I've never heard of it. Syphilis. Oh, that's good. Cancerous humors. That doesn't sound funny at all. And all diabetic and disease conditions, which may underlie the asthmatic and catarrhous tendency. My goodness. It's amazing how those people who use this aren't still alive. It sounds so great.
So when you drop the coin and the head waves.
That's really cool. So it's a waver. Yeah, I've never seen one with a waver on it before. Oh, I see. The flange is right there.
On the bottom of it, there's a part that goes that way like an L.
Yeah.
So when you drop the coin and the head goes back. And
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, I really like that. Stuff with motion is cool. And then, yeah, that does look like pre-Prohibition, doesn't it? That is really neat.
I might take that out and put it in my house.
Yeah, that looks like something that you would keep for a while.
Yeah. I've had a lot of people look at this. I had once before with a pink insert in it.
Oh, that's cool. I love the ones with the World's Fair, and I've seen them with the green and the amber. I didn't know they did pink.
Yeah, I think I had one that was a pink one.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
I like those a lot. What did those go for now?
Well, I'm trying to get 65 on it.
65, yeah, that's kind of what I thought too, actually.
I think that's a fair price for it.
I think so too. I mean, it's World's Fair, it's cross-collectible.
Yeah.
Well, you have great stuff as usual.
Thanks.
Okay, so here's the 2 chalkware lamps that I got. It's the old Carnival chalkware, but these are lamps, and they light and they work. This one has a spinner for the windmill, and the other one, of course, is some sort of a galleon or something. I just think they're really fun. They're very kitschy. They'd be good man cave stuff. And yet, even with the fact that some people have left, it is still packed with merchandise. And this is a viewer of mine's space, and I have really wanted to see it. Unfortunately, I think I'm missing her. It looks like she stepped away, but they have some fun stuff. Now, this phone in yellow is not a bad color. It's got the old style jack, but they've only got 25 on it. Now, it'd have to be cleaned up. You got to take off all this. Effective March 6, 1979. Time and temperature is at 599 time. Central Ohio Poison Center. Nice, yes. So you clean all this stuff off the phone. But it is cool that it's got the old, sort of an obscure Ohio telephone company label in it. And, you know, if they would take 20 on that, I think I'd probably buy it. Which is nice, because when a viewer comes and starts doing shows, that just makes me really happy. That's part of why I wanted to start the channel, was to help encourage people to bring their online stuff into the real world as well, so that we can keep all levels of the market going. And so I like to buy something from them. Good morning. How are you? How's it going? How's the show been?
Great.
I'm so happy. It's been really good.
I'm glad to see you.
Yes. Oh yeah, I see that actually, and I've already got one thing put aside. Cute little kangaroo caddy. Some aluminum ware. They actually live right in this area. They've got this wonderful opportunity to do this show, and it's just right here in their own backyard. This is probably Joaquin pottery, that's the J, and this is California out of the early 70s. Do you do the show every month, or do you just do the extravs?
We just do the extrav. We used to do them every month here, but we do the Urbana show every month. And there's a
cool.
market at the fairgrounds.
I hear that's a
there.
good one. I want to come see that one. Mattel Time Machine. This is another one of these things where you could actually make plastic things and melt them into other things. It was a nice, dangerous toy. Love it. And then I found this little guy, this kangaroo caddy. It's just great. You'd put your wallet in there and your keys in there, or coins or dresser stuff, and it's got a USA mark. It has a mark here. I believe it's Fine Ent ink. Oh, that's okay. Copyright 1956. I don't know who that is. Nobody has actually figured it out. It seems like this was pretty much all they made.
Unsigned. It's an oil. It probably dates 40s, 50s. That's not the original frame. I reframed it to kind of match, you know, something appropriate kind of age. So it's not an old frame, but she's very well done. I found her in a house in Boston.
Oh, wow.
I've had her for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and I decided to bring her out. I mean, people are attracted to the art, and I've sold some art, but, you know, if you got nice stuff, people want it. So, but it's unsigned. It's not from a Sunday painter. I think the painter was, you know, professionally taught and very skilled. Just unsigned.
It's great. It's coloring on this really neat. Yeah, the art does draw in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. He was a prince from Africa. He's passed. He did that in 1983. Prince Akuku.
I've seen one other piece of his. That's why I was asking.
Where are you guys from?
Well, the piece I saw was actually in Florida. We're from the West Coast, but
okay. So he came over here sometime about this time period, and I think it was University of Cincinnati did an exhibit of his art.
Okay.
When he was still alive. And this piece came from a guy who still has a shop. He's probably in his late 70s now. It's called Black Art Plus. It's on Parsons Avenue in Columbus. And 7 or 8 years ago, I purchased this from him. Not in this frame, I reframed it. And he had like 3 or 4 originals. I thought this was the nicest original.
I really like it.
He still sells his prints. I pulled this out. This is just hot glued, but I wanted people to see that the artist did title this called
Separation.
Separation. Thank you. I can't read
Cool.
upside down. So
I used to have to train employees from across the desk, so I learned to read upside down. Doris Day certainly looked a little different than that one. This was printed on the journal, but it's kind of cool looking at her. It's very Halloween-y.
I love that.
Oh yeah. Just recently I found a piece because it looks so Scandinavian, and I was like, oh, this is actually Israel. Yeah. Oh, how fun.
The color palette and the shapes on it look very Scandinavian.
Yeah.
I had I think it was a vase and a pitcher that I found in Oregon and sold, but this one's really unique too.
I like the shape. Yeah.
I
That
like
might
the
have to
shape,
go
too.
home.
They fit inside each other.
They are finding some really cool stuff. Mushroom canisters. Yeah, this is a good place. So cool. Look at
I
that.
feel like these would work really well for the Rose City Vintage Market because the girl that I'm partnering up with, she has amazing like 60s and 70s style. And I don't know if we have a hutch that we could display them on, but as you can see, they look
Even on a
amazing
sideboard,
dresser.
yeah, they're perfect for wherever. I mean, they're just great style and so 70s. It's so much fun to see this stuff. You know, I never think of it being in the middle of the country, but I mean, the 70s happened here too, right?
It was everywhere. At one point.
So this place is called Lagom Loft. And lagom apparently is Swedish for not too little, not too much, just right. I would say that's a good description of how Laura does things. I'm into too much stuff. Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a quick break and thank you for watching this video. If you're enjoying it, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Also, please do subscribe because then you can click that bell to be notified of future videos. We have membership packages. There's a couple of different levels. We appreciate the support of our super fans who help us do extra bonus content. You can check that out by hitting the join button below or clicking the link in the description. And lastly, we want to ask you to check out our new channel, the Antique Nomad Live. That's live with an exclamation point, where we're doing additional content of a live nature, hauls, sales, bonus stuff. We'll have a lot of fun there too. So check us out here on the Antique Nomad and also on the Antique Nomad Live. Now let's get back to this video. Yeah, I don't know. Was there any tag? Oh, and here's Lagom. The Swedish art of living a balanced, happy life. So that's what this dealer has named their business after. And there probably is a Swedish art to a happy, balanced life because they have such fun modern interiors and they are collectors, but yet it's never overdone. Practical lighting. Don't forget the Swedes are highly practical too. Okay, so Laura's going to spring for those canisters if
I think so.
I
we'll
would.
see what the price is.
Yeah.
I have a pretty good feeling it'll be pretty reasonable because it's the second day.
I think so, and because the other stuff we picked up was, so.
Yeah, how did these not sell?
I know, that's
Even if
crazy
the
to
price
me.
wasn't reasonable, I feel like these should have sold.
Yeah, to somebody just who wanted them.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's definitely collectors of that here too, but that's part of the reason the Midwest is a great place to go if you're selling out on the coast.
We're learning.
It's one of those things that, like, I don't know, there's mushroom collector people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Like
absolutely.
owls from the 70s.
Like
I know a lot
absolutely.
of people that collect owls.
Oh, I had a gal yesterday who bought all but one owl I had in the booth, and she'd been at the show in May, and she bought every owl I had, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I've got an owl person now. Yeah, they started to finish the brass in the 80s with that shininess, though, so that seems right. And I mean, you like you said, the label.
Cords. And the label, though, is older, so.
Yeah,
But the cord isn't that old.
looks 80s to me.
Yeah.
80s. It's a little too shiny brass for our other sconces, I think. But something like that could look really cool.
Yeah, it'd just have to maybe be by itself. Plus, it'd be hanging
It's
above
also-
everything. You
I
wouldn't.
don't, one thing I don't like is I don't like these things. I don't like candelabra.
Candle cups.
Oh, me
Yeah.
neither. I'd want white globes on it
Well,
for sure.
then you'd have to change the whole socket.
Tuck them in underneath that little rug.
Yeah.
There's like 4 or 5 things.
Yeah, I like this rattan, but it's just a little off somehow. The metal caps, I don't know. So we came around the corner, and who do we find? Well, going through a bunch of obviously really cool ephemera because they are quite intent on it, are Jeffrey and Michael, and in the hat behind is Misty and Barb. And wow, yeah, everyone is completely consumed because everything on this table is a
I know. I feel like I'm really missing out.
Yeah, but the
You're getting all
lots
the
of this
good stuff,
stuff.
Michael.
Well, people will
Oh, these are ink blotters, but they're blanks. This is one that they didn't print the advertising on, and probably from right about the Depression, because they pre-print the border, and then you'd have your company whatever put in there. And the fact that they didn't print that means it probably was a company that went out of business. And I noticed there's a bunch of blotters there that have the printing on them. Oh, these are cute. Are these in your pile?
No, my pile's down here.
Oh. Dolly Madison, wife of James Madison, President of the United States. She was noted for her beauty and attractive personality, and also for saving art pieces when the British burned down the White House. Or sacked it, or whatever they did. They weren't very nice. These women are really cute on those. Jeffrey, if you'll show the back of that, this is what they call a tip-in. So this would have been like they printed a cardboard calendar and then they just glue on the corners and stick it in.
Okay.
Or in books. Oftentimes they're only joined on one edge, so when you find a piece and it's got glue spots, that's usually why.
Like, maybe like one of these kind? Like,
Yes, just like that, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a little pile.
You have a cute little pile, actually. I like what you're looking at there. Oh, she's sweet. Look at her. Oh, good colors, too.
I like this one too.
Oh, that almost looks like Maxfield Parrish.
Yeah.
Very
I
similar.
like the calendar pieces.
I do too. I just think all this stuff is really neat.
That one is beautiful.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. Well, yeah, exactly. Or repurpose it in some way. Yes, I finally figured out what a junk journal is, and that would be a good one.
George, look at this one. This is just out of the magazine, but look at the image.
Oh, that's so great.
The paper mache.
Oh, perfect in Halloween time. Oh my gosh, wouldn't you love to have that costume
I
and the
would
stuff
love to have that costume. And these that still have the dates on them.
Oh, that's
with
cool.
the calendar still intact.
I love this stuff. I've always been a big fan of paper.
If I had the room, I would just make an offer and I'd buy all of it.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean because this is a good price, but yeah, I mean, I'd be ripping through it too, but I have a whole box of paper and it's just so hard because I'm doing outdoor shows. I need to be selling it online because you just can't bring it outdoors because of the moisture.
Oh, look, there's Santa on the tractor.
He looks mad. That's mean old Santa.
I like grumpy Santa.
Now, here are a bunch of really cool primitives. This is an old, probably a hardware cabinet. That's why you've got the different measurements. I think these are different size nails or screws or something. Really beautiful. You don't see a lot of those. They're very popular now. This store counter is sold. I imagine that went for $2,500 or $3,000. We don't see a price on it to tell now. Speaking of paper, this guy has some really great posters, and there are all sorts of different varieties from wartime. This is First World War, Victory, Liberty Loan. This is the Second World War, and this is Lawson Wood. Lawson Wood was very famous for doing these monkey figures, and sometimes pigs and other things. They are exercising because they have to keep fit because it's wartime and they might have to fight. Lawson Wood was an illustrator who was popular in the late 30s, and then when the war came, a lot of his images were used in this manner. My trip is definitely necessary. I have a show to go to in Portland. I have to go. Not surprisingly, Laura has found the turquoise and squash blossoms. And she's smart to do that because this is very popular stuff. I had this same buckle. It's priced, I think, at $195 or $295, the one in the middle with mainly metalwork and the stone in the center. That's Old Pond, Navajo. I like some of these bronze medallions. Most of these seem to be Judaica. a more limited market, but interesting. This one with the fleur-de-lis is something different. Sometimes these are advertising. I like this one because even though I don't read Hebrew, I love the style of the lettering. It's very modern. Israel did a lot of interesting metalwork in the late 60s and early 70s that is now becoming collectible. This is one of the biggest stereo cabinets I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of the 1970s stereo things that look like the one on the left here. But this one has the speakers in the bottom, the turntable pulls out, and then the record and other storage is like an armoire or wardrobe above it, but for entertainment. And it was made for that because you can see the holes in the back. This system is $129, which seems really cheap, but you have to be willing to commit to that 70s idea of having a giant piece of furniture for your hi-fi set. I seem to be on a lamp kick today. This guy is really great. He would have had a made originally, but he's chalkware, and he's $20, which I think, you know, I mean, it's a shame that there's only one, but how cool, and what a great figure. The clip-on shade actually really seems to work and be of the era. So I said I was only going to buy small things that I could take to Portland for the next show, and I end up with 3 lamps, all of which would be great to take to Portland for the next show, but I won't be able to take them on the plane. I'm hoping maybe I can figure out a way to get the cork one there, though. It's a very Northwest style. A fabulous close-up of the stars, what they're like, what they're thinking, where they're going.
That's something.
Well, some of them went some interesting places. There's Sonny and Cher. There's Mary Tyler Moore. Edith and Archie Bunker. What are they thinking? Oh, that's really cool. It's really blurry at the bottom. You can't really read their libretto. It's just really sweet. This sort of pixie-ish thing was with the short hair. It's like the flappers. So this is probably 1925 to 1935, and it's just beautiful. I mean, there was just a lot of really good 4-color lithography then, and I don't know. I think that was just a print. I mean, I think it was just meant to be framed.
Same thing with that one.
Oh, she's beautiful. Wow, she's fabulous.
It says made of the mist.
Yep. Ah, okay, this color type. Oh, so here we go. So these are samples, and that makes sense that they have so many. So basically they're showing, like, you can, I don't know what offering only means, but they're basically showing that this is 8x6, but it can be turned into all of these things. So this would have been from a sales book for a graphic artist, and then they would have had, like, all those different things would have been, like, one would have been, oh, if you want a calendar this shape, or you want it in a blotter, or you want it this sort of thing. So this is a cool old salesman sample, and she's just beautiful. Yeah, you got some really fun stuff.
Yeah, I did get a few of those.
The blanks, I like those because, you know, somebody can do something with that. They can put their own motto on it, and they could even do it with, you know, something where it wouldn't damage the piece.
Even
that's cute.
I mean, $1. And
$1
actually,
for
I got
Christmas
all this for $15.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's a great deal, Jeffrey. You're going to do really well with those. Plus, they're just fun. Look at the colors there. Morning glow. Oh, and the 2 women sitting, and you can see what 1930s furniture looked like. And the backless dress. Ooh, what a hussy. Oh, that's really cool.
Sometimes they don't have multiple pictures like this.
Yeah, no, usually they don't, but this is really good. And there he is sitting. Oh, this is Westinghouse for bulbs.
Oh, I love that.
That's really great. So it's an advertising piece. That alone is worth like twice what you paid for the whole stack.
That's awesome.
Oh, and these are great. All these sort of Gibson girls and the catalog pages. What's that snowman one?
I thought it looked like the devil and snowman.
Yeah, I love that. Lucky man.
I know. Yeah, these are fun though.
They are so sweet. Oh, that's cool. What a great deal. How fun. Now that makes me want to go through and see what's left, because look at this pile. Thanks for joining me again in the fun and fascinating antique community here where online meets the real world. Please click the subscribe button below, click the bell to be notified when new videos upload, leave a comment below, and hit thumbs up to like this video. Links to our online social media daily posts and our items for sale are in the description. This is George at the Antique Nomad. Bye for now.